Celebration classified Juneteenth as a national and federal holiday. That's a good gesture. And I think he did a great job with that. But we cannot forget about the economic fight that we still face. Just like Pastor Orr said, there was so much that was real from our ancestors and from our people as to why we are in the state that we are in today. Some would like for you to believe that the black race is lazy. They don't care about stuff. They can't manage their money. Oh no. Oh no. You took a lot of stuff from our ancestors and from our people. I'm going to get off the soapbox and I'm going to run there for a minute and get to some of the notes that I have for you guys today. All too often, we look at things as we see today, where we see a bill passed, or we see someone goes to jail for inequality or whatever. But the bigger fight, it ain't being fought. If you look at our educational system, if you look at our healthcare system that was put on trial during this pandemic, you can see a clear disparity in the number of African American people that died compared to other races. If you look at the prison population, we have 2.3 million people that are incarcerated in this country, and 40% of those people are African American, even though we only make up 13.8% of the total population in this country. So if you look at from those stats, there is approximately 800,000 African Americans incarcerated in this country. Who knows something about the 13th Amendment? Anybody know something about the 13th Amendment? The 13th Amendment says that you can and you will be treated as a slave and in servitude of violent magnitude if you commit a crime. What they are saying is, if you are convicted of a crime and you are locked up, they will still treat you as a slave. That's in our Constitution. So they snuck that in on you. They gave you freedom back in the day, but they still snuck that in on you, saying that if you break the law or we lock you up, we're going to still treat you like a slave. First and foremost, I would like to say that today we, as a people and a race, are here to celebrate our liberation. Our liberation has only came from resilience. Can y'all imagine? Yeah, I want y'all to just think about this for a minute. I can see those people, man, out there in that field, working all day and all night long. Whether they were sick, no matter how they felt. I know sometimes I get up to go to work in the morning, I'm like, oh, I don't feel good, I got a headache. But guess what? Back in them days, you still can get out here. Can you see them out there? Can y'all see them out there on that boat? Feces, urine, vomit, nothing to eat, cold. And on that boat, and can't complain, can't say nothing, because you do. We'll kill you, we'll kill your child, we'll kill your wife. Can y'all see it? The things that we take for granted today, I'm just going to be honest with you. Those people call slap hail. They call slap hail back then. And now the stuff and the things that we do today, now to keep the momentum going for the next generation, is baffling and it's dumbfounding. Juneteenth is a holiday that abolition the slavery in America. To reiterate what Pastor Orr said, June 19, 1865 marks the day when federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas to take control of the state and ensure that all enslaved people are free. Now pause and think about this statement for a minute. I don't even really need the microphone because it ain't putting out. Think about this statement for a minute, what I'm about to give to you. The troops arrived 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. The Emancipation Proclamation was a presidential proclamation, an executive order issued by Abraham Lincoln on September 1862 during the Civil War that made it illegal to have slavery. So after that was signed 2.5 years later, we still were slaves. All too often, people of color, the justice is blind and equality is evasive. When you look at things such as the George Floyd case, we seen on national TV with our own eyes a man putting his knee on somebody's neck and kill him right there. But still and yet, this man like to got off of it. When we seen murder with our own two eyes. Right now at this present time, we still are fighting for a right to vote, for equal education, for equal housing, equal health care, but more than anything, we still fight for these folks just to treat them like we're human beings. That's sad to say. You will have some that will say otherwise, but if you're a person of color, you see it, you feel it. You got somebody in your family that been done wrong by the system. I want to educate you guys before I celebrate you guys. Did you hear what I said? I want you to understand the history in which the battle that we face, not back then, but right now, we face a battle right now. Being a business owner, such as me and my brother George right there, it's hard for us to access and to capitalize on business finances as you see other races get it. You may have an Indian or a Jew, they'll come over here, they'll get them $400,000, $500,000, $1 million just like it ain't nothing. Me and my brother, we go try to do the same thing. No, you gotta go back 100 years and build your granddad up before you get some money. That's how hard it seems. Am I right, brother? That's how hard it seems.
Your name Greg.
Greg. Sorry about that, brother Greg.
No problem. I make all work today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Within the Constitution, on the books today, there's that thread I was telling y'all about. For those of you that don't know about the 13th Constitution, I need for you to go back and look at that Constitution. I need for you to read that. All my brothers, y'all gonna feel me when I say this. We were left to honor world. We have dibbled and dabbled in crime, in drugs, and sometimes we find ourselves in the arms and in the grasp of the criminal justice system. And once you become in the grasp of that criminal justice system, they're gonna put you on side that road and you're gonna work for nothing. That's the sign of slavery. The question remains today, on Juneteenth, our Liberation Day, the day of Jubilee, the day that we celebrate. The question remains, what do we have to keep to keep moving forward and not let laws, legislation, or ill-will people take us back. When I say ill-will people, when we put somebody like Donald Trump in there, did you see what happened? Did you see what happened though? When we let the wrong person get in there over a country, over a melting pot, do you see how he showed preferential treatment for some and he tried to annihilate the other? Do you see what he did? For most, the students of the Emancipation Proclamation, it is a learned event. They don't even talk about Juneteenth in school. You know why they don't talk about Juneteenth? Because they don't want to talk about the totality and the brutality of it. But they are talking about the Emancipation Proclamation for this reason right here. When discussing the Emancipation Proclamation, it's the abolishment of slavery in the United States. So why aren't we talking about Juneteenth in school? The Emancipation Proclamation is emphasized, and before I say this, my white brothers and sisters, because I get this all the time in my hometown. When I say these things that I'm about to say, I am not a race baiter. I love everybody to the core of my heart, to the bottom of my soul. So please don't take this wrong what I'm about to say, but I gotta say it. The Emancipation Proclamation is emphasized in teaching because it points a narrative of benevolent white people granting freedom while simultaneously watching over the active and resistant role that they played in holding us back. But the Emancipation Proclamation, it lets it be known that they freed us. It makes you think that they wanted us to be liberated all along when we had a big old segment of them that did not want us to be free. And we have some of that same segment today of white people. This draws an important parallel to the active response we are seeing in the wake of current injustices. We got a lady that's laying in her house. She can be shot and killed. She ain't gonna be laying there asleep. That's Breonna Taylor. We got Tamir Rice. He's at a park like this right here. He got a little bit of toy gun. An officer runs over him, and within 2 minutes, he pulls his gun out and shoots him dead. That's a 6-year-old boy. We got a man with a needle in his neck. We got a man selling loose cigarettes up in New York. And they kill for all these things. But we can tear down a whole federal building on January the 6th with the Capitol riot and don't nobody go nowhere. But they want for you and I and all of us to believe that they patriots and they good people. Even though they're trying to tear the whole federal building. Whole federal building. I got my man over here, he just got a loose cigarette, Eric Garner. Put him in a chokehold. I can't breathe, and they killed that man. And then the officers beat it. The main message that if you guys don't get nothing out of nothing that I have said today is that the fight in the battle is way far from over. It's way, when I mean way far from, it's way far from over. There is a huge disparity in our educational system, our justice system, our health care, housing, in all these entities, there's a huge disparity. You got to keep an eye on the prize. Got to keep an eye on the ball. We got to constantly educate ourselves. We must fellowship and be amongst each other. But when we're having these gatherings and having these meetings, such as these pop-up shops and these events, we've got to build our own economic capital, our own financial institutions and such. Because as of right now, they have an economic stronghold on this city, on this town, on this nation, and on this country. And until we break that economic stronghold, what they have, we will remain in the places that we are. We had our first black president. That's good, that's fine and dandy. But where we still at though? We got our first black attorney general, but still ain't yet where we at. We got black mayors in each town, this and that, blah, 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 blah. But where we still at? Everything I tell you from every stat and every litmus test that you look at, from every measure, it will show you that African Americans are on the bottom totem pole of every subject that you want to name. Every subject that you want to, I don't care what it is. You say he got a big old house. If you go in there and look at it, black people, for the most part, they ain't got no big house. If you want to look at education, for the most part, black people not the most educated. If you want to look at health care, for the most part, most black people sick, they're not healthy, you know what I'm saying? Like the white people and stuff. Every litmus test you want to look at, we're on the bottom totem pole, and that is not by accident, that is by design. It's like a well-armed machine. If you got a bike and you put a chain on 2 wheels, that bike is engineered for you to pedal and for you to ride. And that's the same way this system has been designed and engineered to run the way that it is. Mr. Orr said a while ago that was not America with the slavery and all the inequality and injustice that we seen. Oh yeah, it's America. It's America. They're supposed to be the land of the free. Equality for all. But when you look back through history, it tells you a whole nother story. And history, it don't lie. It don't lie at all. I want for all you guys to know that Brother Child, I want to spread some love here today. I love each and every last one of y'all. I want to see you prosper. I want to see your family prosper. I want for us as a people to rise, and make the ancestors sing a mighty, loud cry. Hallelujah. My people, they making it. Hallelujah. My people, they making it. Say it loud. Hallelujah. My people, they making it. Thank y'all so very, very much.